Supplies, motherfuckers.
No, I'm tired. Lol.
You're always tired.
Yeah.
Me
I gotta
too.
see. I gotta see what I'm doing this afternoon. If I have enough time to order a pizza.
I had a
Fuck it. I'm
doctor's
gonna order a
appointment
pizza anyway.
first thing this morning.
You had a doctor's appointment first thing this morning. That's the one your nurse tried to schedule for yesterday during the show.
Yes.
Yeah. Just tell her what your schedule is. So don't schedule anything for this time. I gotta be home. That's when my taco delivery's coming.
So the
Yeah.
doctor's appointment went really, really well.
Okay.
We're not going to have to do any more surgeries.
Did they restore your original butthole?
Never.
They're never restoring your original butthole?
Nope. And I'm glad.
Well, I got bad news for you then, bro.
What?
There's gonna be more surgeries.
Nope.
Yeah. Without the original butthole, surgeries will come about eventually.
I'm talking about in the near future.
Well, then that's not ever, like you just said a minute ago. That's like for now or until Tuesday.
Until Tuesday.
Yeah.
I got invited to another game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess people are surprised that I actually role play.
I'm fucking surprised. That's going for me.
Kind of decent at it.
I'm pretty sure I suck at it.
Hey, I did minor.
I suck at it.
Yeah, I did minor in theater in college.
Theater?
Theater.
But did you minor in theater?
Theater. I'm a thespian.
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 You got lisp in there. Thespian.
What is up, Kurt? What is up, Michael, Chad, Squaw, Herbert? Hey, yo, buddy.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
This is a surprise stream. I didn't even tell Justin I was going to stream. I just sent him a link.
Yeah. He was like, I'm making lunch. And then fucking link.
Well,
I was arguing with people on Reddit about how Hitler was great.
I made lunch and I ate lunch and it was good. I had shrimps.
You had shrimps?
Shrimps. Ninja Stream, what's up, Beelzebubba?
Beelzebubba, you'd be proud of me, Beelzebubba. I was arguing with people on Reddit on how Hitler was great, just for you.
Oh, geez, you trying to get this stream canceled first thing after?
Yeah, I was like, my buddy Beelzebubba, he said Hitler was great, and I think I agree with him. And some people were like, what the fuck?
Hey there, how there, ho there, Bear. How you doing, bud?
Hey, Bear.
Hi, Bear.
Beelzebubba sent me this AI this morning, and I was like, I'm working now. Leave me alone. And that's what the AI was.
Yeah, I had shrimp for breakfast / lunch.
Yeah.
I had coffee and nicotine for breakfast.
Coffee and nicotine.
Caffeine and nicotine, that's the breakfast of champions, baby.
Lies. You had water and glycerin. The two other, yeah, it's the active ingredient in vapes. Glycerin. Yeah.
Emperor Hirohito.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in the land of the rising sun, twice.
Yeah, that AI you sent me, Beelzebub, is not the best.
Oh, it's not, but it's a work in progress. I thought it was funny.
Hey, I got a cool.
I already asked one question.
I got a cool picture today. I posted on the Discord memes. I thought it was awesome.
Hey, Bear.
Hey, I'm come say hi. Some girl fucking bully me again if I don't.
That's right. I was getting ready to send you a message.
Cyberbullying's a real
thing. Like he's the worst of all the bullies I have online. Hungar's the meanest.
Yeah, this is not one you want to be on. It's already too spicy for you.
I already heard you were already doing that. My son, Uncle Gluck, is my word. Swipe left if you can't handle that. Afraid of the Gilded's dating profile. What the hell is this?
Those are the new women posting L's.
dear.
Memes.
It's elves posting orcs.
Elves for their half orc babies. Nerd, what's up? You can hop on in here if you want to.
Dear
Yeah,
God, these nerds.
yeah.
I got
we need
invited.
someone to hold.
I got
hold me in check.
invited to 4D role playing.
Yeah, you gotta walk in there and go, these nuts. I'm out.
Where these nuts, you know, I don't have. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I have all kinds of free time, but if
Yeah.
anything's getting into interfering with nap time, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah. Just ask every 20 seconds. Is it time to roll my dice yet?
I am not going to do it. If it interferes with a nap, I'm not down.
Yeah. No. Go in and just like, is it time to roll the dice yet? Or I don't know. I have to ask Shunner about that
Now, I did
the
see
whole time.
I got a message with the concept of the game, and it seems interesting. I straight up told him, I was like, I'm not committing to nothing. It depends on the time of the day and the day of the week.
Yeah.
If my schedule does not match up, I'm not going to do it. Because, I got stuff I need to nap.
I need to nap. So, Mr. Bear, I know you've stepped away from YouTube, but are you still
I've
going to
stepped away
continue?
from producing content. But yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Are you going to continue your games?
Yeah, they won't be streamed though. They're going to be private.
The ours on the 17th is not going to be streamed.
Nope, it's going to be private.
Okay.
I'm done feeding the trolls. The trolls can all fuck off and find someone else to fuck around with, because at this point in time, they're all just a bunch of miserable cunts. And for me, the final straw was when they were using other people's channels to come in to talk shit. You know what I mean? They've been banned in one channel, they've been banned in another channel, so they go find someone else who was simulcasting so they could come in and talk shit. It's like, okay, now you're just being children. Fuck you. You're done.
Yeah.
We can still play our games and have fun. We don't need their bullshit. And, c'est la vie.
Yeah, fuck 'em.
That's sad.
2 chairs in a bucket. Nerds, what's up, girl?
She's all muted and
Huh?
shit.
What's up, Nighthawk?
I've had it with these motherfucking trolls on this motherfucking YouTube.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is why I always try to get a Nerds Nerd on my channel when I'm streaming, because she's fantastic.
Yeah.
She doesn't say a lot, but when she does say something, it has moxie.
It's at least a 3 out of 5.
You
At
guys ever
least.
drank Moxie?
That's what I aim for.
Moxie.
Mhm.
Nothing wrong with that.
When I was younger, one of my relatives talked me into slicing somebody's tire.
Oh.
Nice. You
I was like
No,
16.
You got to puncture, man.
yeah,
No,
you gotta use an ice pick.
no, I used Case XX pocket knife,
Well, you could do it with that. You could
and I sliced it all the way around the sidewall. So there's no repairing that.
The amateur move. The correct move is you loosen the tie rod end so it's only connected by 2 to 3 threads. The next time they get on the highway, the wheel will fall off and they will crash.
Oh, that's
This is a little too far, okay?
murder.
damn.
Christ, I
And
am
you
staying
stuff
on your
the
good
drugs
side
up in their fender
forever.
well beforehand, so when the police show up, they get arrested for smuggling drugs.
Yeah,
Holy
Wow.
fuck.
A Nerds got moxie, right? But this is where the family member who asked me and begged me to do this for them, then when suspicion hit them, completely rode over on my ass.
yeah. Ain't nothing like family.
That's right, Cody.
Thanks.
Nope.
I don't have enemies. I used to, but I don't.
She got rid of them all.
Mm-hmm.
Ping pong in a fuel tank. That's right, Squirrel. There's nothing as freaking frustrating as that. A ping pong in a fuel tank. Every time you hit the gas, you get going fast. That ping pong go right into the suction valve and then float right back up. Yeah, it takes a while to figure that shit out. But the secret is don't fuck with Nighthawk. Just don't do it. She doesn't have enemies any longer.
Yeah, or just give her a bunch of crayons to distract her.
That's true.
That does work. That's historically been tested and found to be an effective means.
So I have nothing to chat about. I just wanted to come on and say hi to everybody because, you know, it's been almost 24 hours since I did a live stream. After stream yesterday, I slept till like 5 o'clock in the evening. And then I got up and made meatloaf for dinner.
That sounds like an excellent day.
Justin's muted.
If you need help with that, Nerds Nerd, I can help you with the drugs.
Got my Canadian hookup.
It's
I
just
didn't know.
plastic bears.
I didn't know because I thought the only white powder Canada was good for was snow.
They call it that.
Inform.
That's plaster of Paris, but it was funny when I first got that. I set it on the table at my mom's place and just left it there on the coffee table in the living room. Waited until she noticed. Hilarious.
When we were younger, me and my brother and my friends were sitting on the dining room table
It's the right
playing an old
consistency.
board game called Dope Deal. Right, you roll the dice and you go around and you buy weed or coke or whatever. And you try to sell it without getting busted, and whoever makes the most money at the end without going to jail a whole lot wins the game.
Mhm.
And my mom heard us from her bedroom playing this game. And she came out of her room like, what in the hell are you idiots doing in here? She thought we were actually, you know, trafficking drugs or working on trafficking drugs. It was great.
Oh,
Like, I don't like anything that Jim Carrey does, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. He hasn't been funny in a long time.
even fireman, what's his face from In Living Color?
Yeah.
Was,
Fire Marshal Bob.
well, yeah, Fire Marshal Bob was like,
Very mid.
yeah. For the rest of the stuff that was happening on that show,
It was. But yeah, so how's everybody doing today?
Just,
okay.
Damn, the energy on this stream is just freaking stupendous.
I mean,
Wait,
Yeah.
I can bitch a little if that's what you're looking for.
Oh, you need to bitch, a Nerds Nerd. You go ahead and bitch.
Yeah, that would be.
I have to
impressive.
take my HR mandated security and email awareness training, which teaches me what a phishing email is and how not to fall for it. And it's a minimum 90-minute requirement.
oh my God.
God.
I do battle with the Russian government hackers on a daily basis, and I have to take a phishing training.
Are they actually from Russia? Because
Yes, Russian
Okay.
government and criminal organizations that are approved by the government, as well as, I mean, there's the big four: Iran, North Korea, China as well. Like, that's what my company does. That's what I do day to
Yeah.
day. And I still have to take this. This is a phishing email. Should you click the link? Yes, I'll click the link. Like, come on.
I love phishing.
I always click
emails.
the link, but I have a special computer for that. So
Yeah, I love phishing emails.
Yeah, I got in trouble because I opened the links in a sandbox VM just to see
Yeah.
what they are and like find the infrastructure behind it. I'll sandbox detonate the payload, see what it does. And then I got an email saying you failed the phishing test. And I was like, but no, I didn't.
Yeah. By the way, Mobius 8 is right. It was Fire Marshal Bill. That's right.
Mhm.
It's been
Fire Marshal
30
Bill.
years since I've seen that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Wow.
See,
I-
like somebody said in chat, do not fuck with a nerd's nerd.
Yeah,
Cody-
yeah.
And I
He
agree with
deals
you.
with terrorists every day.
Well, I was wondering because there's one country that their primary export is espionage tools.
Here he goes. Here he goes. Couldn't resist.
I mean, it's the frenemy, dude.
Oh,
Dude, I keep on getting messages
uh,
from just like random text messages on my phone. And it'd be like, hi, is this Michelle? And I'm like, I sent them a picture of my cock. I'm like, does this look like Michelle?
Dang.
yes.
Well,
Uh,
I have an unsolicited dick pic for that.
you got it from Bear.
No, mine. I don't have the telephoto lens anymore, sadly.
dang.
That's sad, man.
It is what it is.
You got at least a millimeter down there.
So as when I went to the stringer party and this big titted blonde looked down, she said, "Who the fuck do you expect to please with that?" I smiled at her and said, "Me." And moved on with the night.
You always say it's not small, honey. It's just worn down a bit.
Ain't the size of the boat, motion of the ocean.
Yeah, but you don't want to try to cross the Pacific in a rowboat.
You do. It's fun.
You're at my ex-wife one time. Even a 747 looks small.
I'm sorry, a nerd's nerd.
Apparently, the Easter Islanders did it. Why couldn't
So, World
we?
of Darkness or Palladium?
Palladium.
I don't care.
Neither.
I mean, we could all eat crayons and play D&D, I suppose.
Well, no, I prefer.
It sounds like a good time.
She's like, "You had me at crayon eating."
I found that I actually really, really am enjoying the Palladium
The
system.
more I read, the more I like it, man.
It's actually a good system.
It's as good as any version of D&D I've seen, for sure. Now, it doesn't have
That's
a lot
not really
of modern
impressive.
stuff that you'd want from a game. You see the more modern developments that you've seen over the years, but still, it's extremely playable, it's extremely robust, and it's presented complicated. It's not complicated. It's just poorly presented.
I see Cody and I are on the same page there. He said both. I said
Both.
I don't care, but they amount to the same thing.
So how about Palladium World of Darkness then? Just take Beyond Supernatural or one of them and do it that way.
If you're doing the work, okay.
Yeah. See, I have the Nightbane book, which kind of feels like it might be something in that vibe.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think I'm the only one here that plays Wretched, Emma.
Plays what?
Wretched,
Wretched Darkness and all their stuff. The Red
the
Room.
Red Room.
That's
Don't know 'em.
That's
Since
all I'm
I've never even heard of it.
I thought you knew the Red Room people.
That's Sylvie Miguel.
No, I don't think so.
Just check it out.
Yeah. I'm done looking at new games for the most part. I've got what I like, and I'm gonna stick with those.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's the best horror
that's-
game out there. Period.
I'd have Dame paralysis right now because there's so many new systems I want to try and play that I'll start to read one and then I'll get excited about another one to shift gears and I can't actually learn
No.
any one of them because there's too many to pick from.
There's too
Absolutely.
many to pick
That's
from.
great, yeah.
It's an embarrassment of riches for us right now. You know.
Yeah. Haven't you heard it's the end of RPGs? That guy wrote a book on it and everything.
Oh yeah. It's the very end of RPGs. Oh my God, we're so done.
Yeah, because
Ooh.
there's so many good freaking systems out there. Like I don't know his ass from a hole in the ground.
I still want to try Dragon's Bane at some point, but I gotta learn it first.
After we are done playing Warhammer Fantasy Role Playing, I hear that is what we are going to be playing.
Well, your brother's a big fan of it, that's for sure.
Yeah, he really is.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get done with Warhammer Fantasy Role Playing, we will be playing Dragon's Bane, and I will listen to my brother's reviews on it. Or actually make one myself, which I seriously doubt. Because I'm a slacker and it could interfere with nap time.
Never want to interfere with nap time. It's rule number one.
Don't interfere with nap time.
Makes baby cranky.
That's right. We
Mhm.
don't want a cranky Hungar. That's the last thing we need on this planet.
That's what my dog.
Are you playing Candy Crush or talking to Filipinas? What are you doing on your phone right
I
now?
am looking for a freaking picture.
Oh,
This guy corrected me. It's not Candy Crush. It's Crush Crush. It's got hentai at the end of every puzzle.
Oh my god.
I just want to make
Would
sure you know that when you're playing this RPG with this guy, he's watching like
So is that
Freaking
on like the
cartoon
Play
porn.
Store or the Apple Store?
It's on Steam.
Asking for a friend.
It's on Steam.
Can you be the pterodactyl? That's all she really wants to know.
oh.
Dude, I tried to watch a movie last night called Pterodactyls, and it was the biggest steaming piece of shit I've seen in ages. And I
What
could've
gave
told
it
you that
away?
just from the name.
What gave it away? That it's a
Cracking
TV
sci-fi
exclusive?
film in the vein of Sci-Fi Channel, but this one was just beyond.
Yeah.
It was.
I miss sci-fi when they did fine pieces of work like Lost Room. Lost Room was
It
good.
was actually really good. Actually.
Yeah.
They will never beat Sharktopus. That was premier sci-fi
No,
we'll ever
no.
have.
I'm talking about when they
Just
actually did
ridiculous.
good stuff.
You forgot Mega Shark versus Sharktopus.
It's when that stuff started that it all went downhill.
It's very around the time they changed the spelling of their name.
To
It was
Sci-fi.
like, ooh, they went downhill hard after that move.
Yeah,
Dick Van
Sci-fi.
Dyke, unsolicited dick pic.
No, Dick Van Dyke changed his
Mute
name.
yourself.
Dick Van Dyke changed his name because he was told that it wouldn't work. His real name wouldn't work. Penis Von Lesbian. So he was like, okay.
I thought I was muted, so shut up.
Weren't.
Hot mic moment, man. Hot
Mac
mic.
Unisystem is a great game. It's a shame Eden really shit the bed on that one because it's a great system.
What was it?
All Flesh Must Be Eaten, the Buffy Angel, Army of
Oh.
Darkness games, Conspiracy X. You know, they did a bunch of really good games, but they just shit the bed. Like they went from being something to
There's a
nothing.
Buffy game.
Oh,
yes, there's
yeah.
a Buffy and Angel game, and if anybody wants to run that, I am definitely in to play knockoff Xander.
It's
This
really
is the picture I send people who text me
See?
Okay.
Penis Von
without
Lesbian.
me knowing them.
Okay. Oh, that's not as funny. You
It
gotta
is
Photoshop
funny.
Bear's face on that.
That would be
20
even
questions.
funnier.
Well, I
Who
am
the
a
fuck is
dick,
that?
so I'm okay with that.
Some friends of mine played a game for about 5 to 10 years. They just played it forever, and it was a Die 20 modern game, but it was Buffyverse,
Yeah, yeah.
and they freaking loved it.
Nerds, Buffy, Angel.
See, I've role played Buffy before, but it was a little different.
I'm pretty sure if there's any pictures, we would like them sent to us on Discord, please.
Like that show
No.
did things to me growing up.
Your favorite character was Willow, right?
Or Tara. I didn't mind Tara.
I don't know if I could take a favorite because that cast was incredible.
Sadly,
For
I was a
shame.
faith boy. Drusilla, of all things. What's her name? What's her father's name? Martin Landau. So her name is Juliet Landau. When I was publishing my comics, she reached out on Twitter to me and said, "Hey, I'd love to take a look at this book." It was like really cool. It's like, holy shit, Juliet Landau just reached out to me randomly. That's kind of fucking cool, you know. It's fucking Drusilla.
When
Sweet.
Buffy was on, it was one of the better dramas on television at that time. Which
It's a good show, man.
It was no Gilmore Girls, but it was damn good.
Well,
You
It
got
was
some
good up until
favorite
that last
shit.
season. That last season was just shit. You know what I mean?
Of Gilmore Girls, yeah.
No, Buffy.
It
I don't
was
give a
shit.
fuck what you're
Well,
doing.
Justin's favorite shit is the Dawson.
No, I only mildly like the Dawson. I love the Gilmore Girls.
Motherfucker, I've messaged
The
you
fucking
before.
Gilmore Girls rocked.
I've messaged you before. It's like, hey, bro, what you doing? It's like, I'm just watching Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, because I was trying to rewatch it, and I couldn't get through it. Actually, after season 3.
I don't want to wait.
Everybody's got their.
Doesn't have to be over.
You know, I
Yes.
came in, you were talking about Hitler, and now you're talking about Dawson's Creek. You people are some random
I mean,
motherfuckers.
there's not much stretch there.
Not much of it.
That's like the Blues of Brazil was.
Have you seen the cast of Dawson's Creek? Like half of them are blonde haired and blue eyed.
Yeah,
The
they
other
were
half are pretty
Wow.
close.
the free package.
Wow.
Like one of them has a Var in his freaking real name. Or
Hey, Golden Girls was the shit, man.
Don't fuck with the Golden Girls. I got things for B.
Golden
Arthur.
Girls, man.
Not
Don't
care
teach
B.
me
Arthur.
animal.
I think most TV shows post 1990, after 3 seasons, just jumped the shark. I don't know what happened to the shows that could go on forever and not just start sucking after the 3rd or 4th season.
Too many channels.
The writers? You think the writers have just gotten that worse over time?
Well, it's a combination of the writers and the too many channels, right? So
Yeah.
the writers, you're dealing with an entire generation now of writers who have done nothing except study to be writers, where those old writers had lives and then became writers. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's your first thing. So they have no life experience to talk about in their scripts. Secondly, there's so many fucking channels and so much content needs to be produced. It just dilutes the whole experience. When you had 3 networks, man, you had to present something good or you were out, you know, and that was it.
You think
The
it'd be the other
CW
way
does
around.
get some good shows.
They
Dude,
had some
you
good
just
shows.
said that shit. Oh my god.
Supernatural, man.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all they fucking needed.
What the
For the
fuck are you
first- for the
talking
first
about?
five
I'm gonna make some
seasons.
enemies. Supernatural was overrated. Only the first season was good.
It
The
jumped
first 5.
every
The first
4
5 were
seasons,
good.
but still
Yeah,
kept
when
going.
they got to the Leviathan season, I just I tried to watch.
There was a bit of an
And skipped
upswing
it.
after that, but it went down again.
When Kripke left at the end of season 5, the show went downhill because it lost its vision, right?
Yes.
This is the problem.
My
Kripke had an ending. He created his ending, and then they undid the ending to keep the show going. And it's like, oh boy.
That
That's
was
what they do for profit margins. They think they can wrench out a little bit more profit out of it. That's what they'll do. They'll
Yep.
just
Now
resurrect
listen.
it to a shambling undead version of itself.
They were shooting in Vancouver, so I know tons of people who had careers, bought houses, put their kids through college working on that show. You know what I mean? Like, God bless them for keeping the people working. But
Mhm.
man, it wasn't good.
Then they do like 16.
When they started
seasons.
fighting Satan's ex's roommate's cousin, like it's a little too much.
I love you, nerd.
That's a good way. Good
Who are
way
we
to
fighting this
start
week? This guy who one time met a demon and now he's really upset about it. So we're going to go steal his chips. What?
it. This guy who sells timeshares.
Some guy. He has a condo. We're going to fight him.
Why?
My
He didn't pay
daughter-
his.
One of my daughters rewatches that show every 18 months. Every
Oh, my goodness.
And now her daughter, my granddaughter, 9 years old, is binging Supernatural. She loves
Tell him to watch a good show. The
Make him
Gilmore
watch
Girls.
Buffy.
They watch stuff with Popsy, so they got some taste in there.
Yep.
But,
Go get him the
My
Buffy
wife does
box
the same
set.
thing.
yeah,
Once
I'm
a year,
really
she
watching
rewatches all of Supernatural.
Oy.
Gilmore Girls, far better show.
Justin, drugs are bad, bro.
You know what?
Yes, they are.
Part of me thinks that's a low tier
But-
troll, and then I look at Justin and go,
But,
maybe not.
but Alexis Bledel is not a low tier troll. Like, man.
Yeah, Magnum, the
She's a
original
drug
Magnum was the shit, dude. That show was so good.
The original Magnum was the shit.
You cannot touch that show. I heard the reboot's awful, but
Oh yeah, the guy doesn't even have a freaking mustache.
You got to have the porn stash.
And Higgins is a chick, right?
and they're fucking, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
brother
One
Like
of
was-
the
they have a
Magnum PI
relationship.
he was banging all the hot chicks in the show, not Higgins.
some British chick that's kind of frumpy.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. You know they're going to gay up everything they touch now. The
Yeah,
message
just
has
for
to
our
be
nerds
coming through. Literally. Pound it. Yeah, I started watching Rocker Files again. Magnum's a spinoff of that, which I didn't realize till I got like the 7th or 8th season.
There was a video on YouTube, I don't know if it's still there, where it was just all the voicemail messages from Rockford Files
Those are
strung
awesome.
together. And then there was that fake one they added, which is like, hey, Jim, the rabbit died.
If you were going through the episodes, I figured out which episode was that.
Yeah.
I like Rockford
The
Files.
Rockford Files.
It's awesome, dude. I mean,
I
it's
tried to
a
watch-
thing for me because I remember. It's
I
like,
know I
child-
watched it, but I just for the life of me can't remember what that one was about because I watched all those shows.
Rockford Files?
It's like 23
Yeah.
seasons, dude.
Dude, that show was on forever, and man, James Garner was the shit back in the day.
Yeah.
I tried to watch Blacklist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one jumped the shark real fast. That was another one that just got.
I
worse
watched the
and
first
worse.
few seasons and didn't mind it, but then I think
Which
there was
show?
like the
Blacklist?
Blacklist with
Yeah, I like Stoltz.
Spader.
I
Never
do
heard of
like.
it.
I like him as an actor.
I like the first couple of seasons of that, and once another one that I watched that the first couple of seasons were not Criminal Minds. It had the dude who played Inigo Montoya in it for first couple of seasons.
Mandy Patinkin? Mandy Patinkin?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Criminal
a lot of
Minds.
TV shows.
Yeah, is that Criminal Minds with a blonde
Yeah.
dude who's like super genius and shit?
Yeah, he ends up like becoming a serial killer for like half a season, and then
Yeah, I watched a couple of seasons of that, and that was decent. But
okay, yeah.
they're talking about making the new James Bond a female, which will work out because you have like car crashes, explosions, fights, and everything, all while she's just trying to park the car.
No,
I saw a
Before she even
really-
gets to Q's office.
I saw a really good YouTube video recently where they compared Marvel cinematic fight scenes to the Atomic Blonde stairwell fight. And it's
Oh.
like, yeah, it's like night and day, brother. You know what I mean?
oh my gosh, I'm trying to picture. Yeah,
Yeah. I used to watch McMillan and Wife. Like I come home from lunch when I was in grade school because I lived just up the street. Watch McMillan and Wife while I ate my sandwich, and then I went back to school. And I would get shit for being 10 minutes late because
I think that a nerd's nerd can drive.
maybe, but not things with wheels. Only things with rotors.
I do have some track records set in various places.
Oh, you won the
Quickest crash out of the parking
Red
lot.
Bull,
See, I want to see Nerds
Worst
Nerd in a
parallel
game.
parking.
I want to see Nerds Nerd in a game. I want to see how she role plays. That's what I want to see.
Mm.
Is she like hungry?
I just rolled
Does
dice.
does she make jokes all the time outside of the game, but take the game super seriously, or does she have to play the quippy, snarky character all night? I want to know.
yeah, I think it's snark.
It depends on if I'm drinking. I try and stay in character. If I'm being honest, I do sometimes struggle.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah. That sounds
I'd
pretty
like
good.
to play a game of frickin' Cards Against Humanities with the nerd's nerd.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
That
gonna
would
put
be
a.
I
best.
worry about Cards Against Humanity.
We're gonna play it online. She's gonna hack the digital game, and she's gonna always have that one card in her hand. Even
Two
though
midgets shitting in a bucket.
The only cards they have are going to be pee pee and poo poo.
yeah.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of German Dungeon Porn.
German dungeon porn. That's some creepy stuff too.
Yeah.
When you find that stuff on 8-track, I mean on Betamax, just walk away from it.
8-track.
8-track.
You find that shit on
Betamax.
8-track.
That's some fucked up shit when you're driving down the road
Great part,
listening to
man.
German Dungeon Porn on 8-track.
I meant
That's
Betamax.
just
Nice
insane.
stuff.
the Betamax was higher quality at the time.
Mhm.
I used to run around with these guys in Huntington. They were a bunch of skins, and they had all kinds of weird German porn on VHS and Betamax, dude. It was bizarre. It was
Yeah.
very uncomfortable.
And
eating.
of course, we get this chipper right here, chirping in. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Of course you would say you've got the ball gag with the spikes on it just so you get impaled in the mouth, you weirdo.
Every time they have to do like scopes and stuff, they put this frickin' thing in your mouth. That's opens your mouth up, but it's got a hole in the middle of it.
Yeah,
And
the rim
last time they did that, I was like, damn, if I had a picture of this, Brian would get really excited.
That's rough.
gag. You would.
All I heard was Harry Potter, and the next thing I thought was The Prisoner of Azkaban. That's a whole other film.
And the Chamber of German Dungeon Porn.
That's far more decent than what Hungar said, Bear.
Yes, it is.
And then Beelzebub was talking about cruising down the street with his 8 tracks and German
Well,
dungeon porn.
No, let me let
I heard all that. I was just changing the laundry. I heard it all, and then I heard the whole thing about hanging out with skinheads. I was like, okay.
Yeah, he's weird. He's weird. This one.
Only
right
if you
here-
look like Christy Canyon. Ah, Jesus, Brian, you never change, brother. Never change.
I went into the doctor. He took a look at me. He's like, "Why are you here?" And I'm like, "Because the nurse made me." He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "I told her I didn't need to come." He's like, "I'm not even going to charge you for this visit." I was
Nice.
like, "Thanks, doc."
Mm.
Tell him I didn't need it. Told the nurse yesterday I did not need to go to the fucking doctor.
Yeah.
That I took care of the shit myself. I'm really good at sewing.
Justin, I'm going to tell you a story about the time I was inappropriately racist without meaning to be inappropriate racist. I'll tell you why. When my mother was dying of cancer in the hospital, we were up and she was complaining about pain. If my mother complained about pain, you paid attention because this woman handled pain like no one's business. So the nurse kept telling her, no, you don't need to see the doctor. You don't need to see the doctor. My father was getting frustrated. And I finally turned around and said, "Hey, lady, we're done talking to the monkey. Go get the organ grinder," which was inadvertently racist because she was Haitian.
Nice.
And after I said it, I was like, oh, fuck. Shit. So there you go, Justin. There you go.
You know, one time I had this.
I don't know why you need to tell me this.
One time I was
You really
co-signing-
feel like you need to
Just
get
so
it off
you
your
have
chest.
something every time I roll my eyes at you, every time I give you that disapproving dad look, you know that I'm fallible.
Okay, here. That's
Yeah,
the
well, I already knew
inappropriate
that. I could
slur
see it
for a
there.
Haitian, not a monkey. You call him a yardie.
Okay,
One
I'm not doing
time-
that.
I was
You
co-signing on
Much about racism, bro. Like,
I was co-signing on a car for my niece, and there's this really, really cute German girl. And she was flirting with me, and my niece is like, "That girl's flirting with you." And I was like, "Well, the girl who came second place in World War II, she quit flirting with me after that for some strange reason."
yeah.
You ever see the movie Free Enterprise?
No.
Yes.
It's a really good movie. I recommend it if you guys can find it to watch it. It's really good. But there's a bit where the Jewish guy's reflecting about that time he was with the German girl and he's trying to get busy with her on the couch. She's like, "Nine, I told you I'm not that kind of girl." And he goes, "Well, given what your people did to my people during World War II, I figure I'm entitled to at least a little heavy petting." It's just like, boom.
Oh.
You know,
Yeah, your people got that because you were.
All right, Justin.
All right, that's
Roll
enough,
there,
Justin.
fucking Heinrich Himmler.
my grandfather, he
reason
was
why
telling
there's
me
such a
that he
ban
was
in
a
this country,
badass.
too.
He went to Paris when he was younger. And, he went into the Moulin Rouge and he slept with one of the women right there on the stage and then pissed on the bartender, didn't pay anything and left. And he said the kids my age were a bunch of just pussies, right? So I got it together with a bunch of my friends and we went to Paris and went to the Moulin Rouge. Got the shit beat out of me when I tried to piss on the bartender and sleep with one of the girls. I went and they took out my money. I went back to my grandfather and I told him this. He's like, "Who did you go with?" I was like, "My friends from school." "Why? Who did you go with?" And he's like, "The SS division."
Waffen SS. Event with.
The 5th Panzer Brigade. And I was like, "You son of a bitch."
Your jokes are awesome when they take forever. That's my favorite jokes of yours.
My jokes are always awesome.
Oh.
What's Brian going on about?
I don't know. Probably about ball.
Brian, you
games
having
or
a stroke,
something.
buddy? What's happening, man?
He's giving instructions on how to build a sex swing. Just ignore it.
I think he's defending modern German people from being held accountable for the Holocaust.
Oh, nerds! Why you got to ruin a joke
Yeah.
with logic?
Yeah, I much prefer the sex swing explanation.
I thought he was building a pleasure room.
Yeah. Well,
Pleasure dome. Sir.
I mean, he's doing that as well, but that's not what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, his pleasure dome. 14
Xanadu
minute
did
intro.
weird WW2 a pleasure dome erect.
The erection set. My bad hearing. I catch stuff like that sometimes. It's like, wait, what? Did I hear that? No.
I man enter? Jesus, that's okay.
One
TMI
man
there,
enter.
buddy.
Yeah,
Oh, one
man.
man enter.
We don't need to know who you're entering, Brian.
Yeah, what you do in your
I'm-
bedroom is cool. If you want a man enter,
Yeah,
that's
like
cool.
I'm pretty
you,
sure.
you don't have to tell us.
I'm pretty sure everybody on this panel is against men entering.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Nerd. Well done.
there's like,
A whole shit ton of geeks just went, there's a chance? You know, like they were, that's good.
Oh,
Later.
oh.
On my phone, dude.
yeah. Mac, we have a lot of people from Mexico and Tennessee area and Kentucky. And I always thought it was just too cold up here.
No, they put it in a Home Depot.
Yeah. There's parts of Mexico you get from the altitude. It's not exactly humid.
When
You
you're in
can't-
Mexico,
you
and you
can't
pull up at
find a
Home
chubby.
Depot, are there a bunch of Californian white people standing around, you know, looking for jobs, trying to jump on Mexican trucks? What's going on down there? That's what
You
I-
can't
No,
find a
no,
chubby.
no.
You can't find a chubby white girl that's single here in
No,
Tennessee
not
and
anymore.
Kentucky anymore.
No. Those are green card ladies, that's for sure.
No. In Mexico, they got what you call Brazilians. or
Oh,
something.
wait. I man enter means he like kicks in the door, you know, fires off a couple of rounds into the ceiling, and then just grabs the first chick and gets a Hummer. He man enters the room. You know he's there when he
That's right.
There we go.
Nah, this is Brian we're talking about. It's nothing that innocent.
That innocent. Damn, Justin.
Everybody's feeling grouchy today.
So does anybody have any gaming going on this week?
Always do. Always.
Well, we know you're like in 42 different games.
6.
Six.
I run 3. I play in 3. And one of them is kind of variable schedule. So, got 2 bi-weekly games I run. One game that's just whenever it's kind of pick up, and then I'm playing in Kentucky Rex's game, and then I'm playing in the Red Room with play testing modules and stuff for them on Fridays, and then I play in Lord Mattias's Lamentations game on Thursday. And I think 2 or 3 of those are recorded, so they're on YouTube and stuff. All the time.
Mac, when I went to college in North Dakota, I ran the reservations, man. I was all over the place. They loved my white ass out there.
They
Yeah.
do have hillbillies, don't they?
And it's because, you know, they were talking shit one day. I was over at my girlfriend's house. She lived out on the rest, so I went to her place for Christmas with her families. And they were out there looking at one of the horses. Like, yeah, I used to ride a horse a lot. I grew up on a ranch. And they're like, Florida boy, you don't know how to ride a horse. So I just jumped on the fucking horse and rode it around the paddock, like bareback. And they're like, holy shit, you know how to ride a horse. I was like, I told you, bitch. And the next thing they know, it's like I was part of the fucking tribe.
Did you tell them you're from Kentucky? They finally figured it out, not Florida.
I am from Florida. I was born in Florida, but I did tell them
Where
I
was you
grew up
raised?
in Kentucky.
Yeah, you were raised in Kentucky.
Yeah.
I was technically born in Ohio, but I've been raised my whole life in Kentucky.
We're
They were at a pig roast, and that's when time came.
But yeah, I never had any issues with anybody out on the reservation. But oddly enough, it seems like I get along with everybody.
I used to when I used to run a security team in Vancouver. I had this one guy, Clyde. He was a native from Saskatchewan. He's a great guy, but he would get like weird around 3 a.m. You'd be like, "Hey, Patrol 3, go do an exterior patrol of the park." He'd be like, "No, Whitey, you stole my land." And I found out later he only liked me because I was the guy who'd go on the radio and go, "Listen, we gave you shiny beads and fire water for it. The deal is done. Go fucking do your patrol." Okay. And then later the supervisor told me, "Yeah, Clyde only wants to work on your site." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, there you go." One night he was talking about, he goes, "You have to give us back all our land." And I said, "Okay, but we're going to take anything that white people put on the land with us, like electricity, plumbing, the internet." No, I need my internet. That's where I talk to my bitches.
Also, I want back the original beads. And you better find a way to get that whiskey back to me, bro.
Yeah, he's like, no, we need the electricity and the internet.
Mm.
You know, this is fun time, guys.
Fun.
Temporary layoffs, good time, easy credit, rip off, struggling and surviving.
What is this? Witchcraft hunger streaming on a Tuesday?
Ain't we lucky we got on dun, 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 good time. Yeah, the first time I saw Native in Walmart, I was like, hey, are you drunk? He's like, yeah. I was like, I thought so.
Yeah. Last Psychobilly show, I went up to a party with this guy who was an Indian construction worker up in Cleveland. It's pretty funny.
Psychobilly. Who was playing?
Tiger Army.
Nice. I always wanted to see Reverend Horton Heat at least
I've seen him
once.
so many times. Their shows are great, dude.
Yeah.
And he handpicks his opening acts. I
Yeah.
saw him at the Dame down in Lexington, and he had Split Lip Rayfield, a jug band opening for him, and
Jug band. Fuck yeah.
dude, the guy had an 8-gallon tank for the bass.
Fuck
And who was the other guys that they opened for him? It was such a great show because that's the bar I got cut off when I walked in. I got cut off from the bar the second I paid admission and walked in there because I was fucked going in. He does an amazing show.
I've been learning.
Forgot the name of the other band opened up, but they're amazing.
I've been learning how to play banjo because it's always been my dream to start a punk band where the main instrument was banjo.
Well, your first mistake was wanting to learn how to play an instrument to be in a punk band. That's
Well,
your first mistake.
Well,
That's
I
too
think-
conformist.
There were a lot of punk bands that knew how to play. their
Oh, I
instruments.
know, but it's the Sex Pistols. It's the gold standard of punk. You know what I mean?
The damned were, but they don't get the credit.
There's a they're no longer together, but there was a really cool punk band from Vancouver called the Real Mackenzies, and they were basically Scottish punk, and they were fucking good.
Yeah, Celtic
The real
folk punk was a huge thing, and Mackenzie's were around forever, weren't they?
The Real Mackenzies. That sounds very familiar.
yeah, they were around for a long time.
Yeah.
And then the lead singer and the guy that was the started the band, and they had a falling out, and then he stopped playing all their biggest hits because the other guy wrote them. So he was like, I'm not going to play them anymore in public, and it was like, fuck, and the band just went downhill fast after that. Also, cocaine's a hell of a drug. Just saying.
The Ramones are the god of punk. RPG XLs.
I never
who was
liked
it?
them.
The guy from CBGB's had the greatest story about the Ramones ever. He said, these guys showed up. I thought they were here to rob the band, to rob the bar. They said they were the band. They hopped up on stage. They killed it with a set, left. I still think they originally came in to rob the bar. That was his
Oh,
view
that
on
other
the
band was legendary Shack Shakers.
The Real
So,
Mackenzie.
Split Lip Rayfield, Shack Shakers, and Horton Heat. That was the most amazing show at the day.
I got to see the Ramones on their last tour before they all started dying, and it was just okay. It was at Lollapalooza, and it was Rancid, the Ramones, Rage Against the Machine,
Lollapalooza.
Soundgarden.
Hey, Justin, just because you were a regular at Lilith Fair is no reason to shit on Lilith.
Hey, I went to Lilith Fair once, okay?
Screaming Trees. I mean,
I mean,
the
It was
lineup,
back in the early Sarah McLaughlin days.
the lineup was really, really good. But I had seen Metallica like half a dozen times by then, and I was really there to see Soundgarden, Rancid, and the Ramones. Those were the
Nice.
three bands that I was there for. And Metallica, of course, they were the headliners. And I left before they even did one song. was
I
like,
saw the Ramones with Blondie at, of all places, Kings Island.
Nice.
I saw Jack Off Jill when Daisy from Marilyn Manson was playing with her.
Good band.
Brian, I'll answer your question, but you're going to hate me for the answer I'm going to give because it's like nothing like what they're talking about. Honest to God, best concert I ever saw in my life, and you guys are going to laugh. Sting, nothing like the Sun Tour. Holy fuck, was that a good show?
It's fucking Sting.
He busted out like all of his encores. All of his encores. He did like 4 encores. They were all police songs. You know what I mean? It was like fuck. You know.
People look at Sting as a joke, but then they try to play some of the bass lines he
Oh.
does, and they're like, "Holy shit! How does he do this?"
How does he do that? How does Stuart Copeland play drums? Listen to Stuart Copeland's drums. For every beat a normal drummer hits, he hits 2.
Yeah.
So he's got this bump, 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 bump that he does. It's fucking mind-blowing. The Police were an amazing band.
The Police were a great band, and then Sting wanted to do his own thing. Sting
Your
was
favorite concert was Alanis? All right, I feel less embarrassed.
I love it. I love Atlantis.
Yeah, I'm Canadian. I'm sure Justin agrees with me. We had just about enough of her fucking ass.
I never liked her ever. Like I always,
Jagged
she was
Little Pill was a
just
good
before
album.
my time though.
Yeah,
so.
Jagged Little Pill was the soundtrack of everybody's 1995 summer. We know, but
Yeah.
like Jesus Christ, like
I was 10, so I hated this song.
I got to see Anthrax open for Ozzy, and that
Monsters of Rock tour? Was that one of the Monsters of Rock tours?
No, that was just Anthrax and Ozzy together. Howl at the Moon. That was a great show. I saw that at the Tampa Thunderdome.
Yeah.
I saw Guar in
Yeah.
like the late 90s at the Paris Theater here in Montreal, and Jesus Christ, I had no idea what I was walking into. My buddy just dragged me to see it, and after I was like, well, I got to wash my shirt because we were up front. Thanks,
That's
Oh.
theater right there.
Don't know what I saw, but Jesus, I'm covered in goo.
I got you all beat. I got to see 9 Inch Nails at a private show at a goth club in Orlando.
Nice.
And I got to hang out with the Manson and the band on the tour bus 2 days after I saw them in Daytona. I went down I got autographed drumsticks, talked to the drummer and shit, and he told me they were playing again in 2 days. So me and my buddies just went down there without tickets, knocked on the bus door. We got to hang out with the band, and they signed us into the show. It was when they were still doing like club tours, which was really cool. You wouldn't believe. Well, Marilyn Manson is smart as shit.
Yeah.
You know, you got his persona, and then you got the person.
Mm.
I missed out one time. A buddy of mine called me and said, I got tickets to this weird show. Some band's playing. You want to come? I said, no, I'm not good. Never mind. It was the fucking Police. All 3 of them were at Morin Heights recording 3 different albums. They said, fuck it. You want to do a show tonight? And they went down to Montreal to club and just did a live show just like that. So the next time, about 10 years later, he's like, hey, I got tickets for a show, some weird band called Tin Machine. You want to come see it? I'm like, yeah, let's go. And fucking Bowie's like 10 feet away from me. And I'm like, holy fuck. Like,
To see Bowie.
so the moral of the lesson story is if a friend offers you to go see some weird band, go.
Go.
Just
you don't know.
go. Because you never know what you're going to see.
Yeah, I've seen Depeche Mode. I've seen The Cure. I've seen all the old goth bands. You know.
Good show. They like Sting are one of those bands that are as good live as they are in the studio. They don't miss a beat.
Rat is awesome,
They're
dude.
live than actually on their albums. Honestly.
Oh,
I always wanted to see Rat and Poison together, the Rat Poison tour. I thought that would be awesome.
Hair metal.
yeah.
I don't know, dude. They're probably still touring now. I've seen them all.
Oh,
I just wanted-
that's a joke and a half for a tour title, though, right?
I would just love to
Rat
have
was
that
a good
t-shirt.
band, man. Rat was
No. The title of the tour.
Rat-
Yeah, no, it'd be more like Dead Vermin or something. The Dead Vermin tour, Rat and Poison,
Round and round. Love will find a way, just give it time.
The most expensive ticket I ever spent money on was last time Meatloaf was in town.
No, really.
Yeah, it was
Well, we know that you are
almost
the ultimate Meatloaf
$300 a ticket. And it was like,
No way.
yeah.
fan. Justin
It
is
was a small venue.
Justin is a hardcore Meatloaf fan.
I just can't
Yeah.
And last time I saw a fucking concert, I paid $60 and thought I was getting robbed, and it was for the
Yeah.
Stones.
Last concert I went to was
It was a small venue, though. I can't
Foo
remember. the name of
Fighters
it.
and
It was
Weezer. And
right there.
Weezer, I'm a big Foo Fighters fan. I love Foo Fighters. Every song that they've ever put out, I have enjoyed listening to. I think that Dave Grohl is an amazing artist, songwriter, everything. The first album Foo Fighters put out, he recorded everything and then put out the album and then got a band to play with him.
Yeah.
Weezer stole the fucking show.
Oh, Weezer are talented. They're really good.
Weezer, the geeks of rock,
Yeah.
stole the fucking shit. At one point, they brought this girl up on stage, gave her an acoustic guitar that was tuned in E, and had her strum along while they did the Sweater song. And that girl was just up there like, I can't believe this is actually happening. And then one point, everybody in the band except the drummer was playing the drums at the same time. The drummer was singing. They just the set that they did was fantastic. The show, I mean, don't get me wrong, Foo Fighters killed it, but Weezer, the opening band, stole the fucking show.
I still say the best thing to come out of Kurt Cobain eating a fucking 12 gauge was the Foo Fighters. You know,
Yeah.
like, sorry. Like
I
Nirvana
like-
was
I
good,
like
but
the
the
Foo
Foo Fighters
Fighters.
were much better.
I like Nirvana, but I love the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
There's
I don't like either of them. So
I like Nirvana.
freaking Dave Grohl, he is set and he'll spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the concert just talking to people.
yeah. I grew up listening to The Edge 102 here in Toronto, and they could not get enough of fucking Hole, man.
Oh god.
Courtney Love, they loved fucking Courtney Love on that goddamn station, man.
So we used to go to college with this girl named Melissa Oftemauer, and we used to refer to her and her friends as Melissa and the Oftemauer Patch Kids because they would follow her around and look just like her. And she was a little preppy, whatever. And her father, Nick Oftemauer, has a street named after him in Montreal because he was a very famous sort of, counterculture writer. When she joined Hole, we were like, what the fuck? And then when she went to Smashing Pumpkins, we were like, what the fuck? Like, how the fuck did any of this happen? Like, it just blew our minds. We were like, are you kidding me? But there you go. You never know what's going to happen, man. People just fall into things sometimes and have careers come out of it.
Oh no, his wife told him that he's going to go see 30 Seconds to Mars this summer.
Oops. That sounds
What? Sorry?
O'Neill's wife told him that he's going to get to see 30 Seconds to Mars this summer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man, where I raised daughters, I had to go see so many shitty concerts. Black Eyed Peas, fucking Jesus.
Oh,
Now I saw at the House of Blues
Yes.
half a dozen times. I saw Stabbing Westward,
Stabbing
Oh,
Westward.
and they
I just
will
downloaded all
always,
their music.
they used to do a really good show. There's this one kid at one of the shows I never forget. He was in the front row and he had a Kermit the Frog Muppet on his hand, just headbanging that Kermit the Frog Muppet to every song. And like in the middle of the set, the singer, he's like, hold on a second, time out. He's like, I gotta ask, what the fuck is up with the Kermit the Frog Muppet, man? It's very distracting. And the kid's like, he comes to all my concerts with me. And they brought him up on stage and let him do the headbanging shit with a Kermit
Nice.
the Frog.
The cheapest show I ever saw.
Oh, dude,
was
Mac, I'm right there with you, bro. Jewel's amazing.
I love Jewel.
Jewel.
She's amazing.
She makes me feel kind of funny, like when I used to climb to the rope in gym class.
Did you see her on Joe Rogan?
No.
Oh, where she talks how when she was starting out, she walked away from like $1 million contract because they wanted control over her music, and she's like, "Fuck no, I'm doing it on my own. Fuck you," you know.
That
Aquabats-
Snaggletooth is kind of hot though.
Aquabats played on Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yeah, I do like Aquabats. That is some cheesy ass skull, but I do like them.
And Devo is great. Scott, I love Real Big Fish.
Yeah, they're
My
good
brother has seen Real Big Fish a dozen times. I mean,
Are
every
you
time
sure he
they
hasn't
show
just
up in
seen
Orlando,
Fish a dozen times?
The Interrupters are one of my favorite bands to go see live. They got a lot of energy. But yeah,
I always wanted to see No Doubt in their peak, just in the dearest hope that I could get Gwen Stefani's sweat on me. You know what I mean? Like I had such a crush on that fucking woman.
I
was
never
in
liked
love
No
with her.
Doubt.
Hmm?
I never liked No Doubt.
Yeah, but do you like California ska? That's the thing.
yeah, it's
See,
SoCal is good.
I don't like Sublime. I think they're crap.
So you don't like California ska? Then you don't like California, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I like all ska for the most part, even Boston ska with the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
I like Mighty Mighty Boss Stones.
That's
But-
another great show to see. The Boston's.
Yeah.
They-
Even what's his name's brother, the Irish folk singer,
We got to meet the Boston's because of a dude named Johnny Spaz.
the lead singer has a brother
Who are you talking about, Justin?
from the Boston's.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't remember his name. It's right there.
Don't know.
Oh, I'm bad for names or bands.
Yeah, our band members.
Justin Jake are some Florida boys. So is Tom Petty. There's
I'll look
a
it up, though.
smaller ska band. They tour a lot on Warped Tour and shit like that. Super Villains. I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard of them.
Don't know them.
They actually played at my sister's Halloween party a couple of times, which was pretty cool. I like ska.
If you don't have a horn section, you ain't ska. By the way, that's my new rule on ska.
Yeah.
If you don't have a horn section, you're not
If
ska.
you
You're
don't
just
have
upbeat.
horns, you're not ska. You're
And look what happened. No Doubt's first album, No Doubt's second album, right? So, or not their first album, but like fucking Tragic Kingdom, horn section. Album after, the horns are gone all of a sudden, and they stop being a ska band all of a sudden.
If you don't have horns, you're rockabilly.
Well, yeah. But
Yeah.
even then, rockabilly is a very specific sound, right?
Mhm.
I mean, you got. I used to hang with a rockabilly gang here in Montreal called the Del Phantoms. They introduced me to some awesome fucking music, like other stuff I'd never heard before.
Didn't the dude from Stray Cats?
Love it.
The dude from Stray Cats, he did a
Brian
he
Seltzer.
had-
Brian Seltzer.
yeah, he had a great
Ben.
Dude,
rockabilly band.
Check out all his stuff. The Brian Seltzer Orchestra. It's
Yeah, that's what I was talking
amazing.
about. His rockabilly band was fantastic. I mean, I like
Really
the
good.
Stray Cats, but the other band that he was in was really, really good.
No, he was his orchestra, as he calls it. They were fucking amazing. His version of Jump Jive is like fucking tight.
Jump Drive, well, yeah.
Oh yeah,
What's the craziest concert you've ever been to?
Guard.
Mine's definitely Los Gatos Locos. I saw them down in Texas. That I had, the pit was surrounded by chicken wire. So when I left, I had these fucking hexagrams smashed on my face. But that was insane.
All right,
You want to
It's
know?
a shame that Mr. Max isn't here because this was the funniest thing that ever happened to me. Me and my buddy took fucking shrooms and went to see AC/DC at the Montreal Forum. Okay, they opened up with Thunderstruck. So you get the guitar and you get the and then 5,000 fucking French Canadians went thunder at the top of their lungs, and me and my buddy just fucking died laughing because it was the funniest fucking thing we ever heard.
The hardest.
I only went to one concert with a mosh pit, and that was a Paramore one. Like you
Paramore
said,
had a
Bear.
mosh pit.
Yeah. Like you said, Bear, never deny tickets. And it was like $3.
You want a real mosh
What?
pit?
Yeah, never know. Free tickets, man. Someone invites you to a show, go.
Yeah.
You want to know the hardest pit, the roughest, hardest, craziest pit I've ever been in? And I've been to Manson, and I've been to Metallica, and I've been to Rage Against the Machine, and all these. I've been to a lot of hardcore punk shows. The craziest mosh pit I've ever been in was fucking Toadies, the band that does Possum Kingdom. That shit was crazy because there's like, it seemed like everybody on the floor was in the pit, and it just started turning into like this big circle mark. It was insane.
Any of you guys ever see Primus live?
Primus, I've never got to see Primus live.
I
Nah.
would love to see them live. I like their music, man.
I like Les Claypool. He's a real good bassist.
Mhm.
Lee's better, but
You know who the best bassist I've ever heard is?
Flea.
You're gonna laugh. No, the guy from Kajakugu. Listen to Too Listen to Too
I have no
Shy,
idea who they are.
but just
trying
listen
to.
to the bass. Listen to the bass. Bass guys, I've seen guys on YouTube talking about it, like these guys who are like bass experts. They're always going, "What this guy did on this track is amazing. Like it's fucking puts everybody to shame because he combines like 2 or 3 different techniques at the same time. It's like it's good, man."
I'm
I
gonna
saw
have to
I saw the
figure it out.
stunt video. I saw the stunt video on YouTube where a guy built a rotating guitar that had all the strings from.
Oh, the little tube?
Yeah, it was like a spinning thing, and it was like, I'm gonna try and play this.
Oh, have you guys seen that girl, the drummer girl, the little black girl?
No.
Yes,
What the fuck's her name?
she was on YouTube not long ago on that drum channel.
Yeah, and she does like the drum challenges with like Dave Grohl and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fuck, she's good, man. And then they had her listen to Twisted Sister's "We're Not Gonna Take It" without the drum track, and then go, "All right, now what do you think the drums are gonna sound like?" And she was tight close to what it actually sounded like in the end. Like she's got that instinct, you know. She's got the ear.
They had Chad Smith from Chili
Tandy
Peppers.
Newton, that's it. Tandy Newton. She's fucking amazing.
Yeah, they had Chad Smith from Chili Peppers do that with The Kill by 30 Seconds to Mars.
Oh yeah.
And he fucking nailed it. I mean, I thought it was a lot better. Even the band said that, yo, this shit is insane. The 30 Seconds to Mars said that it was fantastic.
Check out her doing We're Not Gonna Take It, and you know what? Her drums are probably better than what they went with originally.
The dude from Megadeth, they had him on doing something not long ago, and it was just spectacular. I love that. I love that channel on YouTube.
Hey Mac.
So, Nerd's Nerd, have you ever listened to music?
I've heard of the word before.
It's a lot like
No.
Blue with the crayon box.
You strike me as somebody like being in the nerdcore though, like MC Front a Lot and shit like that.
No, so since it was just recently mentioned, I'm a huge fan of Megadeth. I like all of the big four, right? Thrash metal. I like metalcore, 2000s American and Australian specifically. I dabble in some other genres. I like some unsigned hip hop. I like some country, not radio country, but
It's broken.
the
Fuck
thing is,
you
you're talking
all.
concerts, and I don't really do concerts. I don't do well in crowds.
I'm just gonna say fuck you all. If it's not Taylor Swift, it's not music.
That's propaganda.
Taylor Swift is a psyop, you bastard.
I made a meme out of
That's
that.
probably true.
Wu-Tang for life. That is right, Mac.
I'm all over the place on rap. I used to hate
Wu-Tang
it.
Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Wu-Tang Clan
Oh.
ain't nothing to fuck with.
I used to play. I used to
When I
play.
was younger, it was all metal and thrash and punk.
I used to play Europa Universalis 3, right? And it was really fun when you could get all the clans, the Wu, the Tang, and
Man,
it's like
I-
they didn't make this an achievement.
I like old school hip hop. I love ODB. I'm the ODB. if you
How
can
old
see
school is
me.
old school? You talking like Grandmaster Flash, or you talking Wu-Tang Clan?
We're old.
Anything from Grandmaster Flash to the Wu-Tang Clan.
I'm talking Rapture with Blondie. That's what
Ooh, that's old school. I prefer old school country. Back when it was country and western, and they were actually, you could tell the difference between both of them. I miss those days. You know, Conway Twitty, Loretta Lynn, Tammy Wynette, Charlie Pride. You know those songs.
Yeah.
You know, Red
You're
Sovine.
lying. You just
Trucker
like
stuff.
Shania Twain and nothing else.
Oh no! Me and my roommate back in the '90s, we'd be flipping channels. We'd get to the country music channel, and Shania Twain would be on. We'd just press mute, put the controller down, and just watch the goddess dance. We would just be like, well, I don't care what she's singing. Let's just watch her.
Yeah, I'm all over the place with
like
music.
Johnny Horton and stuff like that.
I love Johnny Horton. 1814, tuck the little shit. Long Colonel Jackson down to mighty Mississippi. Or north to Alaska.
Go north. The rush is
My
on.
score on vinyl was $2 for a double LP by Johnny Horton.
Wow.
I like old music.
45 in there somewhere too.
I'm not much into a lot of the new music because I think it's shit.
It is.
Yeah.
But
Everything that isn't Taylor
Like,
Swift
most
sucks.
of all music is shit.
Yes.
I do like
We just
Post-
remember the good ones from olden days, and we forgot all the old shit music.
So
Yeah,
do
I
you,
like
you know
those.
the album Cargo by Men at Work, right? With
I love Men at Work, man.
Go check out the LP. On one side, side A, it's all the stuff that's going to be a hit. Side B, all the fucking shit filler they had to put on the album. When they asked them why they did that, went, we don't want people to have to turn the record over. You know, it's like,
We
A
have
lot of these
the
guys are like that, man.
Never forget, Meatloaf does have 16 albums.
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
I recommend you don't listen to any
He
of
was
them.
great, man. I'm not going to argue there. He's one of the
I like Post Malone, not only because his music is decent. He's one of us.
His country shit's good.
His country shit is real good.
I was in there listening to something while I was listening to something. I was like, wait, fuck, who the is that? And she's like, yes. And I was like, oh.
Dude,
you're
I
so
fucking
good, dude.
I groove to a Billie Eilish song now. Like that fucking song they're using for season 4 of True Detective as the opening theme. I went and I listened to the whole thing. I'm like, fuck, I really like this song.
Post Malone is
Shit.
truly one of us. His prized possession is an autographed Black Lotus from Magic the Gathering.
Ah, he's such a dork.
When Magic the Gathering Wizards of the Coast put out the Lord of the Rings set, The guy who found the one ring, the one card, and the complete set ended up selling it to Posty for $1 million. And Posty was so happy to buy it that he flew the dude out, bought the card, and gave him backstage passes to his concert.
Nice.
You know, because he's one of us. He's like, I don't go to clubs and get bottle service. I go home and play with my Magic cards and video games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was my favorite part about that whole One Ring thing was the 9 guys who are like, if anyone gets the ring, we'll buy it, and then we're going to film ourselves going to New Zealand and throwing it in a volcano.
Nice.
Like, that would have been fucking tight, you know?
Yeah, but it's like, and everybody who's ever interacted with Post Malone always says he is the nicest person ever. He says yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir to people when he's talking to them in interviews and shit like that. He's a Texas boy who made it big. And he
He's
just
a nice
hangs out.
guy and all, but the face tattoos freak me out.
That's it for me. That's it. Fucking face tattoos. I'm like, I just don't get this shit, you know?
You know,
You know.
I'm not really that big into tattoos myself.
No, you're not, clearly.
But
Well, that's just an autism blanket on one arm.
I could not. My youngest brother sent me a picture the other day, and he got face tattoos.
When
You
I
know,
was-
it won't keep you out of the army anymore. They removed that restriction.
Dude, they drilled the ASVAB to fucking 10, okay? No high school diploma right now for the Navy either. So if you can't even form a complete sentence, we're going to send you off. But anyway, growing up, I used to run a pretty weird crowd, but some of the guys I sold stuff to, they had face tattoos. And everybody, if you had a face tattoo when I was younger, that was a dangerous person.
Yeah.
Now it's like Etch-a-Sketch people with their face.
Dude, when I was a bouncer, if a guy walked in with a neck tattoo, you kept an eye on that motherfucker all night long. And as the joke says, now if a guy walks in with a neck tattoo, be careful. He might want to read you his poetry about his vegan bicycle. You know, like, Jesus Christ.
And you know,
Tattoos have lost all fucking meaning.
And the most dangerous bikers, I don't think, have that many tattoos on them anymore. Maybe a sleeve, but no neck. Well,
Back in the day,
tattoo was a pagan. So I was like,
back in the day,
The people you worry
everybody-
about are the ones with no distinguishable marks.
yes.
They blend.
You know who you worry about when you see a group of like straight up black G gangsters and they got that one white guy hanging out with them. You worry about that white guy because he's done some shit to impress those gangsters.
Yeah, or he's their get out of jail free card, one or the other.
One or the other. But yeah, it's like back in the day, it was like the Yakuza. You kept your tattoos hidden. When I first started getting tattoos, I had tattoos for years before anybody in my family knew I had tattoos. And
You
then
had
when
tattoos before they were cool?
yeah.
Tattoo hipster.
But when I got older, I said, fuck it. I was like, fuck it. I'm a truck driver. Nobody cares if I have sleeves.
Yeah.
So I got sleeves.
yeah. At one time, tattoos determined what kind of path you could pursue as a career. Period.
Yeah.
If you
And
had
see,
tattoos on your hands, you were not going to go into white collar or anything.
yeah, I was a realtor for a long time, believe it or not. I sold real estate and timeshare in Florida. I wear a suit and tie to work every fucking day, if you can believe it. You know, clean shaven, all that good shit.
I gotta go back to work. Bye,
Hang on
guys.
there.
Have fun
Take it
storming
easy.
the castle.
Yeah.
And you know, now, and then I stopped all that shit, started working more in kitchens, and then became a trucker. Like, I didn't give a fuck. I'm not wearing a suit and a tie every day anymore. I don't have to look professional, so I can do what I want to.
Yeah. My rule was anything I got would have to be covered up, be able to be covered up with a short sleeve shirt. And then,
My rule was, I started getting like heavily tattooed when in 2020, 4 years ago. 2019 is when I started my sleeves. So that was 4 or 5 years ago. And I was like, I was 46 years old when I started getting the heavy tattoo.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was later in life, and I said, fuck it, I'm old. I'm going to do what I want to. People are like, well, how you going to look when you're, 60? I was like, I'm going to look pretty fucking badass, if you ask me.
Plus, our generation, they beat it in our head we were going to die in a nuclear war in the 80s, right? So we didn't think there would be the 60s or 70s for
Yeah.
us.
And realistically, I'm not going to live to 60 anyway.
Yeah, me neither.
So it's like, it's all good. Who cares?
right now.
I've got non-terminal hospice coming over to my house once a month now.
Hospice is terminal. We both know.
No, it's a non-terminal form of hospice because they're talking about doing a nutrition port in my chest,
Yeah, you know what they do.
which has saved me a lot of money on groceries. So it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta watch out for those side effects though, because they're
No,
What
I'm
is
still
that?
going to eat shrimps and stuff.
Yeah.
You can still snack with the food port. It's not for nutrition as much as electrolytes because I'm so electrolyte deficient.
yeah. The diet we switched to, we got make sure we drink electrolytes because of high protein meat diet. You can't lose it.
And I most
Jug your Brondo.
yeah, I need it has electrolytes.
It's what plants need.
I'm mostly on a protein diet because that's pretty much how my body digests.
Yeah.
And then without having a large intestine, I have 3% of my large intestine, so my body doesn't absorb nutrients like vitamins and electrolytes and stuff like that. So
Right.
like the other night when I was in the hospital, I was deficient on magnesium, potassium, and iron. So of course I got 3 IVs. I got IVs of each of those, plus a bag of fluid because drinking electrolytes don't work for me.
Yeah, because that's a slow absorption.
Yeah. So a lot of times it's like at least once a month, I just call it going into the hospital to get an oil change. But they're talking about where they can do it here at the house instead of going into the hospital, which would be more beneficial for me because I'd rather sit at home with a fucking drip in me than playing on my computer than in one of those hard ass hospital beds playing on my computer.
With no Wi-Fi.
With
With
no
shitty Wi-Fi, yeah.
shitty Wi-Fi. Hospital Wi-Fi is always the trashiest. It drops and it's got like 50 people on it.
The hospital Wi-Fi is so bad that I can't even log on to Discord with a hospital Wi-Fi.
They're rewiring the KDMC down here with all fiber optics. It might be decent next time I go down there, but
Mac, in 2020, apparently on Valentine's Day, I had a triple bypass. I had a massive heart attack. I don't remember it. I don't remember anything from February 12th to like April when they woke me up from my coma.
Yeah.
After, go ahead, Justin.
Oh, sorry. You continue.
2 days after my heart attack, they said I got something called C. diff. It turned into toxic megacolon, and that's when they had to put me in a coma and take out my large intestine, my colon. And since then, since 2020, I've had like 33 surgeries and counting.
Yeah.
It's like they've had to do a lot of stomach surgeries on me. My stomach's just a wreck. I don't even have a belly button anymore. The last doctor, the surgeries I had a couple of weeks ago, I had 2 surgeries, and the doctor said that I had the most messed up stomach area that he's ever seen doing any surgeries because C. diff is an infection.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned into what they call toxic megacolon. It's really, really bad. I had like a 10% chance of waking up. But it's not that big of a deal. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them all, and then you have the facts of life. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought everyone heard that story before.
I guess Mac hadn't heard it. I mean, I don't care. I tell anybody who asks me, it's like, I had like a 10% chance of waking up from my coma. So I look at this and everybody's like, aren't you sad about all the shit that's happened to you since then? I was like, dude, I had a 90% chance of dying. So all of this time that's happened since then, it's like the bonus features of the DVD. It's not the greatest, but you still want to watch it.
yeah, one thing I learned in cancer treatment: if you give in to the sorrow and depression, it's a killer. You're done.
I don't give in to depression. I mean, shit, if I gave in to depression, I would have started my 12 gauge years ago.
Cheated death enough, every day is a blessing. And then when they diagnosed me with congestive heart failure, I was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, the nurse the other day, she was going through my chart and she's like, you got a chronic. I was like, yeah, diseases. And I was like, oh, and it's like chronic heart disease, kidney disease, liver disease. This is the main three. My lungs work pretty good.
Yeah.
You were a smoker?
I used to be heavy.
Strange.
2.5 packs of Camel non-filters a day.
See, I was never a smoker, and when they do CT scans on my chest, they find all these nodules and shit in my lungs. They're like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "I don't know." Could have been places I worked, and it was probably Army.
Well, no. You used to make the meth back in the day with the bros.
I did run around. I didn't make meth, dude. I sold guns to guys who made meth.
Close enough.
I never sold dope. I never moved dope. I sold guns to fucking criminals.
We've all done things that we're not proud of.
Huh?
We've all done things in our misspent youth.
Yeah,
Wow.
misfit youth. There's no greater blessing than a misfit youth as long as you wake up from the fact that it is a dead end path. You turn yourself around. And that's the guys I used to run with, a lot of them they're just gone. Being stupid.
It's funny, all the kids that didn't play D&D with us growing up, and we ran around with a group of like 16, 17 kids from the neighborhood, right? And we were all really, really tight. Some of us closer than others. But the majority of the people who did not join our weekly D&D games, who didn't become D&D nerds with us growing up, all ended up dying early from like murder, getting killed and shit like that. One of the girls that we hung out with, one of our buddies, he got killed in his driveway over drugs. His sister was dating a big-time drug smuggler in Florida. And when she went to break up with him, they killed her and like cut her up in different pieces and put her in an orange grove in different graves. And the only way they were able to identify her was from one of her tattoos. And that's the type of shit that happened to people that we grew up with. So it's like crazy. It's like D&D saved our life. Pizza party.
Yeah,
Have a good one, squirrel.
Party on, squirrel.
I ran with so many different people. I didn't have a specific group I was tied to, but I would hang. I guess I was joking about earlier, hanging out with these skins and sharps. And there was like 6 skins and 4 sharps. I partied with all of them and the rest of the dregs up in Huntington and down in Lexington. And then I would hop trains and meet bums and go through shows. And then the guys I made extra money to who were basically bikers.
It was crazy because
Theater check.
I was one of the popular kids at school. I played football. You know, I hung out with the D&D geeks. I was a band nerd. You know, it's like I got along with everybody.
Yeah, and one of those tricks for getting along with a lot of different people was keeping your mouth shut about certain things. Disappearing when the cops show up. Just, I'm out. We got to go.
We were out doing stupid shit once when we were younger. And, of course, the cops started chasing us. So we all run back to our house, barrel in through our bedroom window, and we bust open our D&D books and stuff. We're sitting there, and we're all like, all sweating bullets because we know the cops are coming to the house. Right? The cops are coming to the house. And, of course, they come to the house, and they knock on the door. My mom answers the door. She's like, there's a group of boys out doing some stuff that I'm not going to say because, yeah. And my mom's like, well, I have 2 sons and their friends. They've been here all night. They're in the back room playing D&D. Yeah. And the cops are like, can we come in and check on them, ma'am? And my mom's like, yeah. And they come in back in the room, and we're sweating there and, you know, rolling dice. I was like, my character. And it's like, yep, couldn't have been them if they've been here all night playing D&D and then left. And we're like, damn, we love D&D.
My grandmother, when the cops came to our house, she would just give them hell. And no matter what, I could have rolled in 5 minutes ago. She's like, no, he's been here all day. But that was mainly for my brother. The one time the cops showed up looking for me was.
Like, we lived by a really big cow field in Florida growing up. So, of course, us, like 16, 17 kids, you know, teenagers, we built a big-ass teepee out in the cow field. And, you know, we had it wrapped with, like, linoleum and shit. And we built a brick oven in this bit. It was a 2-story teepee because we'd go out there on the weekends. Sometimes some of us would run away and just live in a teepee. And it was like 3 or 4 blocks away from the high school. But we were out in the woods. So at night, we'd go break into the high school and stole all the French bread pizzas and shit, and sodas and candy bars, and we'd cook those in the brick oven in the teepee. So we're cooking like French bread pizzas in the brick oven in a fucking teepee at 16 years old. We had this dude that hung out in the neighborhood who would go to the store and buy us a case of beer, a couple cases of beer, as long as we bought it. It was like he charged us a 6-pack for every case that he bought us. So we'd buy him a 12-pack, and we'd get 2 cases of fucking beers, 48 beers. You know, that's a lot of beer for a bunch of 15, 16-year-old kids. And it was just...
I never got up to anything that wild that I can remember.
Oh, we did all kinds of stupid shit.
But most of my memory before 2019 is kind of a blur.
Well, yeah, because you got hit in the head with a billy club.
People can't do that shit. Like the thought of ditching cops and outrunning the cops now is either a gangster, but I know like probably half my high school class ditched the cops at least once or twice.
Shit, we used to ditch the cops all the damn time when we were younger.
Or,
We'd run out into the field, and then we'd jump in the canal when we'd run down the canal.
oh, I
And
ditched
then
one.
we'd run back around and come back home.
You can ask Ghost Gamer. He was in the car one time, and he said he taught me how fast will this go, and I was like, it was an old 76 Ford Elite, right? So I just tromped on it, and it bogged down, and it blew all the carbon out, and we're just floating. And I see the fucking blue lights on the other side of the highway, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, I ain't losing my license," because I was pegging like 120 anyway. So I pegged that motherfucker at 145, and that's when it topped out, and I just whoa. And the first chance I had to get off the highway, I took it, killed the lights, scared him to death.
We had this one friend, and
Good man.
he was a Nova enthusiast. He loved the old Chevy Novas. And one time he was speeding down one of the roads.
I like a
And
Cougar.
The road,
I missed my
the road
My
was
first
a very
car was a
curvy-
Cougar.
The road was a very curvy, dangerous road, right? But he was a maniac anyway, and the cops started chasing him on this road because he was going around 90 miles an hour on this 45-mile-an-hour road. And the cops actually just backed off and let him go when he busted 100 and something. And he called his house later on that night. He's like, "We know it's you, man. You're the only one who drives like that, and we know your car." He's like, "We let you go, but come in and pick up your ticket later on this afternoon." Because they said that he was just driving too fast on that road, man. And it's like that shit was normal.
Yeah.
We had a buddy who had a Volkswagen station wagon, a little old Volkswagen station wagon. And one time, one time we were running from the cops on foot, and I mean they had the dogs and everything out looking for us, right? So we run down the canal and we see him coming down the road from his girlfriend's house, and we yell out to him, and he stops, and we all pile in the back of his fucking Volkswagen and cover up with blankets and shit. And he drives us down to the house, and we got away, and it was like stupid shit.
The wood paneling, they did go. The top end on some of them older cars is just amazing.
My first car was a 442.
My 351 Windsor was within that 76 Elite, and that's probably the only car I know how to work on front and back.
Go ahead,
I had
Nerd.
the Windsor in my Cougar. It was that 69 Cougar. I picked it up when I was 18. It's my first car. Bought it, restored it with my dad. That Windsor had some low end torque. It worked all right.
Yeah, it
She
is.
had a Cougar, and now she is a Cougar.
I don't know if I'm old enough to be a Cougar yet.
Okay,
Hey,
she's a
Bobcat.
Bobcat. My second car was a Camaro.
I turned my bus. I got the
I always wanted one of those.
sign-on
Should
bonus.
get one.
I got a
You don't
Z20.
drive, Justin.
Yeah, I think my next
Yeah, but I could get a license. Maybe.
You know, we've been going for an hour and a half. I think I'm going to this stream and take a nap.
I'm gonna go see if I have to do anything.
I mean, I've had so many cars.
I went to the store and got myself a Valentine's because I love me.
Good man. Now, why exactly did you spend $49.50 on a box of chocolates?
That was $4.
$4.95, $5.
It was 76
Even
Monte
those
Carlo. We had an old Monte
Awesome.
Carlo. I love that car, man.
And Dallas. Yeah. Overheated.
I want a freaking El Camino.
Oh, come here, no.
At this point now, I just want a pickup truck.
The
What
truck
was that?
car. It's a sports car with a truck bed. It's the truck car.
What was that car that what's his name was driving?
I don't know. Who's what's his name?
Never mind. I'll
I
talk.
want the
I'll tell you
Starsky and
later.
Hutch car.
Dude, yeah, that was a monster car. Was that Cuda? What was that?
No, Starsky and Hutch. They had the Gran Torino.
Yeah, Gran Torino. Has a unique sound, doesn't it? Yeah. I think my dream car is a 71 Camaro Super Sport with all the chrome.
Ford.
Ford Torino. Yeah. My brother's dream car is GTO. 60s GTO.
That's a beast. Those
Yeah.
are beasts.
I would love an old Barracuda.
Yeah.
Mm.
Another beast.
69 CUDA with a 440 six-pack is the best muscle car ever made, and if you have a different opinion, you're wrong.
I agree with you, nerd.
No.
Though. I think Camaro Sport looks better. Just looks better.
The best muscle car ever made was the DeLorean. Everybody knows.
You're just trolling right now, Justin.
The Warrior.
Yes.
A nerd's nerd hit it right on the fucking head.
It's a beautiful car.
DeLorean.
I think that is the consensus opinion on muscle cars. I think it's because of Better Off Dead, that movie Better Off Dead, that I like that Camaro Super Sport was so much. And the black with the chrome, nothing quite looks like it. Looks that good.
I want a Cuda that's painted matte black.
There
The
it
old
is.
Daytonas weren't bad.
Now I like goofy cars too. I mean, I'd like to have a classic 50 style or 40 style car, but I just can't,
I would love to have I'd love to have a pacer like Wayne's World.
I was the only man in my family that did not crawl out of the womb and into an engine block. So all of my uncles, they're all mechanics, and they took this Plymouth Sundancer and put this monstrosity of a motor in it, and it would idle along at 30 miles an hour.
Nice.
It was ridiculous. And they took it to track and rolled it because it was too heavy, front heavy.
I like the Gremlins too, although they're a giant fire hazard. I just love to drive one of those around. Like I'd have dingle balls hanging from the side. I would slam that sucker low rider it out and fucking like.
There's some of the older cars that have features that I'm like, that's so awesome. Like the Corvair with the baby trench in the back window. You know what I'm talking about? The baby trench. You lay the kid in the back glass.
I love the old station wagons that have the rear seat that looks out the back.
Yeah, we went to Florida in one like that. We sat in the back the entire time, face to face, with the window down and half our bodies hanging out the window. All
With
the way.
that exhaust just hitting you in the face.
Oh yeah, beast.
Yeah, I'd love an old Pacer. I like the old goofy cars. I really do.
That was a newer model vet. Oh shit, I forgot.
Yeah. This has been a fun stream, guys.
Yeah, I gotta go in a minute. They're gonna start the fire tests.
And I'm getting ready to take a nap because it is nap time, and I do not let anything interfere with my naps.
Oof,
Mhm.
I didn't look at the clock, man. I got to pick my granddaughter up here in a little bit.
Everybody, thanks for coming on. Thanks for watching. Nerds Nerd. It is always a pleasure. You know you're always welcome on my show, right?
I hop out whatever I can.
And I thank you for it. Your quirks are the best. A Nerd's Nerd, Master Chirper.
Chirp, chirp.
Justin, it's not a show if you're not on it for some fucking reason. I don't know why.
Wow.
Beelzebubba.
It's part of my
Always a
contract.
pleasure. Everybody have a good day. Like, subscribe, share if you want to. If you don't, I give a shit. I'll laugh at you get falling down.
Go to Taco Bell for me.
Yeah.
That was a Challenger, bud.
Yeah.
Dodge Challenger? Yeah.
Peace, love, and chicken grease, everybody.
All right, later.
I found